I got some new candle making supplies. These are all new candle making supplies sent to me by Makesy. I have been wanting to make wood wick candles for so long, and so I picked up these supplies and a few other things to start on that project. Making a wood wick candle can seem easy, but I've heard that it can be tricky. So let's see how it goes. So here is where we're at right now. I'm gonna show you real quick what we're working with here in terms of our supplies. In addition to the wood wicks, I also got the wood wick tabs. It'll help it stay upright in the candle. I also got some dye. This is Moss Eco dye, which will hopefully turn my candle green. We've got some tabs to stick the wood wick into the jar, and we even have some warning labels, which is awesome. So if you're one of those that don't like to make warning labels, or you don't know exactly what information to put on a warning label, you can just buy them. Makesy sells them, but you can also get them on Etsy and other places. When I was thinking about the scent for this candle, I wanted something foresty and to fit with October's theme of haunted forest. I thought an enchanted forest angle would still fit. And when I was looking through all of Makesy's fragrance oils, I zeroed in on this one, and this is called Gilded Rose and Spruce. And this got a lot of really great reviews. And this is me smelling it for the first time. Oh my God, I really like that. This is absolutely an evergreen forest, but with the addition of roses and other florals, definitely giving me enchanted forest vibes. I picked out these wicks based on the Makesy website, so I'm hoping that it's the right kind of wick to use with my soy wax, and also the type of jar that I'm gonna use. So now that I've showed you everything, the next step is to prepare the wax. Oh, you're using soy wax today. Ugh. This is the soy wax that I use. It's in pellet form, which makes it super easy to work with and melt down. There are a few ways you can melt this down. You can use a presso pot, which is what I like to use for really big batches of candles. You can use what's called a digiboil, which is a really big wax melter. But since this is a small batch, I'm only gonna be making a few candles. I'm just gonna melt this over a water bath. While that's going, I'm gonna prep the rest of my stuff. We're gonna be using these 8-ounce straight-sided jars. And we have our wooden wicks and our flat wick clips. We also got some wick tabs. Put these off. Just stick to the back of the wick. Peel it off. Stick our crackling wick on, our wick clip, like so. And that guy is on there. So I think we are ready. My wax is melted. Oh my gosh, there goes my glasses fogging up. We're going to take the temperature. You want the soy wax to be at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit, which it is. You want to follow the instructions by your wax supplier to make sure that you are using the wax correctly and heating it to the right temperature that it needs to. And we are going to add our Moss Eco dye. So this is a highly concentrated dye. We're not going to use too much, literally just a few drops to give it just a littlest bit of green color. And Mixie gives you these little droppers to use along with the dye, which is handy. Okay, I'm just gonna use the tiniest bit. 1, 2, let's do 3 drops there. And we're going to add our fragrance oil. It smells amazing, by the way. Whew. So we're gonna stir for 2 minutes to let the wax bind with the fragrance oil. There, you're picking up the color here. It is a lovely green color. Look how pretty that is. Stirring the wax like this not only helps with the fragrance oil binding with the wax, but it also helps to cool down the wax somewhat. You don't want to pour the wax too hot. It can lead to other issues. Get our jars ready, move them into position. Oh my gosh, I must knock over that dye. That would have been horrible. And we are ready to pour. So the candles are poured. All we need to do now is to let them solidify. And then tomorrow we'll finish them off by adding their label and trimming the wicks. You'll also be able to see the color, and I really think it's gonna be a beautiful pale green, which is perfect. Update, I've been cleaning around the area and the candles are solidifying, but I'm noticing something. We have some sinkholes forming, probably due to the cool air, but I have some extra wax melting, which I'm gonna use to top off these two and fill up this guy because it only came up to about halfway, and I have this extra just in case this one doesn't go all the way to the top. But yeah, I'm gonna fill those holes up and then we'll see what they look like tomorrow. So here are the candles a couple of days later. Kayla and I had some errands to attend to, so I couldn't come back to these. This is an interesting situation I've never seen before when it comes to my candles. Look at this really deep sinkhole. That's gonna take a lot of heat gun action to fix that. And yes, my wick is very off center. This will probably be just a for me candle. I don't think I would give away a candle like this, even with the sinkhole fixed through heat gunning. So let me just fix this guy over here because he's just a gaping hole in my candle. There you go. Oh, I might have singed my wood wick there. There's a little bit of smoke coming up. Another thing that's super obvious is I definitely did not match the first green color of the candle. So you've got a little bit of two-tone action going on, but that's perfectly okay as well. And some people have issues with their wood wick candles staying lit. I think it comes down to the quality of the wood wick and making sure that the wood wick that you're using is compatible with the type of wax that you're using. Mixie does a really good job of letting you know exactly what kind of wood wick to choose based on your vessel and also your the type of wax that you're using. So if you're new to the whole world of wood wicks like I am, Makesy is a great source to dip your toe in. I also heard that when it comes to wood wicks, Makesy makes awesome wood wicks. People have great success with these wood wicks. Now when it comes to trimming these wood wicks down to size, you could use one of these guys, which is a wick trimmer. This is what I like to use for my cotton wicks. Makes it really handy to cut them straight in the jar there. But what one of my patrons suggested to me was to use a toenail clipper. And that same patron also sent me this really beautiful looking toenail clipper that I am going to use today to trim these wicks. Thank you to the person who sent this. You sent these at the perfect time. Literally, your timing could not have been better. Can you do it all in one go, you think? No, let's go half and half. Ooh. There you go. There's one. These candles smell amazing, by the way. I love that pine mixed with rose. It is perfect. Hope that one wasn't too low. Guess we'll find out. Okay, these worked perfectly for trimming those wicks. Oh, that was a little too soft still. So our candles are solid, the wicks have been trimmed. Now the only thing we need to do is to stick that label on, and I'll show you what that label looks like right now. So this is the design so far, and we are in Adobe Illustrator. I absolutely love this program for designing my labels. I think it makes the best quality labels that I could get with my current printer, and I just really like the labels that I've been making using this program. Is this an easy program to use? Is it a beginner program? Absolutely not. You will have to put in some serious time to get to know it, but once you do, it's amazing. I love it. I only printed 3 because I only had 3 labels left on this sheet of paper, but you just peel it off like so, and then you stick it on your candle jar. And there you go. I kept the color of the wax in mind when designing the colors for this candle jar, and I think it worked out well. There's definitely more of a pop. I think this light green complements the blues and purples of this label really well. And even though this wick isn't centered, hopefully future candles will be a little bit better than that. I don't know if you guys can see the ghost images of the rose and the pine bow in the label. I know it says 8 ounces, but that's probably not correct. I think these candles are closer to 6 ounces in these jars. That's something I need to figure out before I actually sell these. And I just wanted to remind people who are watching that I'm not open yet. These candles are not for sale. I'm just in my testing phase, getting my ducks in a row phase. I still have no idea when the visa is going to be approved. I have no idea when I'll be able to open my doors and start selling down here. All I know is it's going. Everything's submitted. It's just a waiting game. And there's nothing really I can do at this point to expedite it. But I don't really want to expedite it because I've really been enjoying taking this time with each of my products to perfect them, to fully decide whether or not these are worth selling so that I'm not changing things so much like I used to. Okay. These look fantastic. But these candles are not done yet. We have to add a warning label. I've designed my own warning labels, but Makesy makes them too. If you don't want to go through the trouble of printing them out yourself, you can definitely buy some. They're pretty cheap on their website, and they have all of the relevant information that you need to help your customer know the best way, the safest way to use your candle, and that is definitely important. I like to stick these warning labels at the bottom of my jars so that they don't interfere with the design. And these fit perfectly in the bottom of my candle. I like how Makesy has these graphics So now that these are labeled and the wicks are trimmed, all that there is left to do is to test these guys. You can wait a few days to get the optimal hot throw, but I really want to test to see whether or not that wick stays lit and whether or not it makes that crackling sound that it's supposed to make. So let's go ahead and light these up and bring these upstairs so I can show Kale these amazing candles. So I'm going to let this burn for a little bit and allow a melt pool to form and see how it's doing after we have a layer of melted wax. What do you think?
Yeah, that smells good.
Yeah.
It's very festive smelling. Smells like the holiday season.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a strong scent of pine in there.
Yep.
Do you smell anything else?
Maybe like something a little floral in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's roses in that.
Ooh, pine and roses?
Yeah, I've never smelled that before, that blend of pine and roses together, but I think it really works.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes it so that you can smell this all year round. It's not just necessarily a holiday scent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like
this-
pine all year round, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. And can you hear it crackling?
It is loud. Yeah.
Maybe let's get this camera to pick up that sound because I think the other one's a little too far. You can definitely hear the crackle of that wood wick burning. You almost have a complete melt pool here, but because the wick is more to one side, because I didn't put the wick completely in the center, it's gonna melt faster on one side versus the other. So far, I think this candle is burning really nicely, and you can hear that flickering, that crackling sound. Okay, so it has been almost an hour of this candle burning and the wood wick is still going strong. It doesn't look like it's struggling whatsoever. So I definitely think that the wick that Mixie recommended when I was checking out is perfect for the type of candle that I made. I absolutely love this soft sage green color, but I like how if you add more drops, you can get a bit of a darker color too. So it's all about experimenting and seeing what works. And as this candle burns down, the transparent bits of my label are gonna look really cool, I think, because I've tested other candles using the same type of label and I just really love how it looks overall. Can you hear that crackle? That is a beautiful, beautiful sound. And the smell of it, oh my gosh, it's filling my house with the most wonderful enchanted forest scent with that pine and that rose in there. Absolutely recommend this fragrance oil. If you want to know how I made this candle with all of the steps, I have a link to that on my Patreon, which is down below. And thank you to everybody who chooses to support me on there and everybody who just watches my videos and comments and likes. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want to see more making on this channel, then please subscribe. And until that next video, keep smiling, keep being awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.